If somebody's in your life, they're in your life for a reason.
Mm. That's how
But
I believe too.
but you really can't always assume that you're going to know what that reason is.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mm-hmm.
people that might want your help, but then they're really like scared, or they're not ready to receive whatever knowledge you can share with them. You can't chase after somebody. Let's say I was a neurosurgeon
Mm-hmm.
and I knew that somebody needed back surgery. I just had that gift because God gave me a word of knowledge. So I'm going down Main Street and I see somebody,
Mm.
or I see somebody that has a problem with a slip disc, and I say, hey, that guy needs back surgery, and I'm going to tackle that guy, and I'm going to take him to the hospital, and I'm going to get him all better all by myself, and that's my job, and that's what I'm going to do.
Mm-hmm.
People got to come to you when they're ready for the help that you can provide to them. If they're not willing to avail themselves of your help, you can only help those people that really are willing to be helped.
Mm-hmm. And then what about like lovers? Because I mean, obviously, I have a lot to say on this topic of lovers. I just need to get him to love me back. Or I know she's the one, I just need to make it work somehow.
Like, let's say somebody could be the one, or
Mm-hmm.
in my case, she, because I'm not looking for a he. But in point of fact, the situation is they have to be willing to be the one, and maybe bend their knee a little bit or bend in some way.
Mm-hmm.
So who's willing to bend? Sort of like Neo when he first goes to see the Oracle, and she says, "You got the gift, kid," or words to that effect, but you don't have the inclination. So he could have been the one, but he didn't decide to be the one.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're talking about the one in a spiritual context,
Mm-hmm.
but if we can make a direct parallel between a spiritual context of being the one and a love context of being the one, maybe my point is a little bit clearer. Be the lover that you wanted to have as your lover forever and ever, and it's not anything you did wrong or your clients did wrong. They're just like, oh, I'm not ready to learn that. Maybe tomorrow. And,
Mm-hmm.
maybe tomorrow never comes.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're just not willing to buy what you're selling, to learn
Mm-hmm.
what you're teaching. Because I always tell my people, sometimes in a relationship you're going to be the mentor,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes you're going to be the student. If somebody that you're trying to mentor is not willing to be a pupil, if they're not an apt pupil in terms of listening, then why are
Mm-hmm.
you talking?
Well, it becomes sort of dead weight in your own life after a while if they're not wanting to be in that space with you, if they're
Mm-hmm.
not wanting, because we have free will and we have to choose that person. I believe that we kind of, we have a lot of different soulmates in our life, and they come in different forms: family members, same sex friends, and opposite sex. But I do think that you attract people, the person in your life who you're going to learn the most from, and it's also what you're wanting. I might, when I was 22, have called in a soulmate that I thought would have been perfect for me, and that's what I wanted then. But now I want something a little different. I've tweaked it since then, so I'm calling in a different kind of soulmate, of partner for myself. And people do have to be ready when someone shows up in their life and recognize it.
Both parties have to be an open channel
Mm-hmm.
to give and receive. You
Yeah.
can't just be an antenna that sends. You can't be a shortwave antenna that just emits.
Right.
You've got to be an antenna that sends and receives, so that the
Right.
relationship is reciprocal. And if it's not reciprocal, then at some point it does break down.
Mm-hmm. There's so many people out there that say they want a relationship or they want to be happy, but then when something comes to them, when they get what they ask for, and a partner or this fantastic, loving, attentive person comes in their life, or an opportunity comes in their life, they just shut it out. People have to be very mindful of when they want something or they want to change in their life, you have to get your head out from under the sand, look up, and be ready and open to receive it.
And also, you can manifest positive things, you can manifest negative things.
Mm-hmm.
The power of life and death is in the tongue.
Yeah.
And that's in the book of Proverbs.
So make yourself a love magnet instead by speaking loving words and thinking loving thoughts so that you attract loving energy and people and opportunities to you.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Because I always talk about dynamic equivalence. God may have an opportunity that's better or at least as good as the person you have in mind. But if you're so focused on, person A that you don't see person B, then for all intents and purposes, person B does not exist.
Good point.
Because you're not willing to see that person, their
Mm-hmm.
talents, gifts, and abilities and all that they have. Because, I want this one. Because maybe his mom makes wonderful meatloaf or something trivial like that.